Quick question. How many times have you downloaded a budgeting app, filled in every category, felt amazing for exactly 4 days, and then never opened it again? If your hand just went up, you're not broken. Your budget was. Budgets don't fail because you're lazy or bad with money. They fail because they were built for a spreadsheet, not for a human being. Today, I'm going to show you why the traditional budget collapses almost every single time. And then I'm going to give you a behavior-first plan that's built for how your brain actually works. Rules, wins, and environment, not willpower. Stick around, because at the end, I've got a 14-day trial plan and a printable cheat sheet you can start using today. Let's start with a quick test. I want you to picture 2 people. Person A builds the perfect budget. Groceries, $400. Entertainment, $150. Dining out, $100. 22 neat little categories, color-coded, beautiful. Person A feels like a financial genius on day 1. Person B does something almost embarrassingly simple. They set up one rule. Every payday, $200 moves automatically into savings before they see the rest. That's it. No categories. No spreadsheet. Now fast forward 90 days. Person A has abandoned the budget completely. Not because they didn't care, because life didn't stick to the plan. A friend's birthday dinner blew past the dining category in week 1. A quick Target run wiped out entertainment and half of groceries. By week 3, Person A wasn't tracking anymore. They were just guessing. And guessing feels bad, so they stopped opening the app altogether. Person B, meanwhile, has saved $1,800 without thinking about it once. Same income, same goals, wildly different outcomes. And the reason isn't discipline, it's design. Here's the uncomfortable truth. A traditional budget asks you to make dozens of small decisions every single day using pure willpower, and it asks you to do that forever. Researchers who study self-control have found something called decision fatigue. The more choices you make in a day, the worse your later choices get. By the time you're standing in the checkout line at 6 p.m., after a full day of decisions, your brain has nothing left to fight that impulse buy with. A 22-category budget isn't a plan. It's 22 opportunities a week to fail. And every time you go over a category, your brain doesn't think I'll adjust next week. It thinks I'm bad at this. That feeling is called financial shame, and it's the #1 reason people quietly delete the app and never come back. So if willpower isn't the answer, what is? This is where the behavior-first framework comes in. It has 3 parts: default rules, micro wins, and environmental design. Let's go through each one. Part 1, default rules. A default rule is a decision you make exactly one time that then runs automatically, forever, without you having to think about it again. Person B's automatic $200 transfer is a default rule. You didn't decide to save today. You decided once that saving happens automatically, and now it just does. This works because of something called the default effect. Whatever happens automatically is what most people end up doing, because changing a default takes effort, and most of us don't bother. Companies use this against you constantly. That's why free trial, cancel anytime turns into a monthly charge for millions of people who meant to cancel and never did. We're going to flip that same psychology in your favor. Here are 3 default rules you can set up this week. Rule 1. Automate your savings transfer for the day you get paid, not the end of the month. Money you never see is money you never miss. Rule 2. Automate your bill payments so they're never a decision. One less thing competing for your daily willpower. Rule 3. Set your credit card or banking app to send you a notification for any purchase over $50. Not to stop you, just to make you pause for 2 seconds before a bigger purchase goes through. None of these require you to be more disciplined tomorrow. They just require you to make one decision today that removes tomorrow's decision entirely. Part 2. Micro wins. Here's the problem with most savings goals. Save $10,000 for a house is true, but it's also completely useless to your brain in the short term because it's too big and too far away to feel real. Your brain doesn't get a reward signal from a goal that's 18 months out. It needs something sooner. That's where micro wins come in. A micro win is a small, specific, fast target that gives your brain a hit of progress in days, not months. For example, instead of save $10,000, your first micro win might be save my first $100 in 7 days. That's it. Small, clear, achievable. When you hit it, genuinely notice it. Some people literally move that money to a separate account and watch the balance tick up. That visual matters more than people expect. Why does this work? Because your brain releases a small hit of dopamine when you complete something, and that hit makes you want to repeat the behavior. A $10,000 goal gives you one dopamine hit, 18 months from now maybe. A stack of $100 micro wins gives you dozens of hits along the way, and each one makes the next win easier to reach for. Try this stacking approach. Week 1, save your first $100. Week 2, go 1 full week without a single takeout order. Week 3, cancel 1 subscription you forgot you had. Each win is tiny on its own. Stacked together over a year, they compound into thousands of dollars. And more importantly, into a habit that doesn't feel like punishment. Part 3. Environmental design. This is the part almost nobody talks about, and it might be the most powerful one. Environmental design means changing your surroundings so that the good choice becomes the easy choice, and the bad choice becomes slightly harder to reach. You are not relying on willpower to resist temptation. You're just making temptation less convenient. A few real examples. Delete saved card details from shopping apps. That 5-second friction of having to type in your full card number is enough to make a huge number of impulse buys never happen. You close the tab instead. Unsubscribe from retailer marketing emails because you can't be tempted by a sale you never see. Move your banking app off your home screen into a folder, so checking your account takes 1 extra tap. But move your savings app onto your home screen, front and center, so your progress is the first thing you see. None of this is about restricting yourself. It's about quietly rigging the environment so the easy path and the smart path are the same path. Put those 3 parts together: default rules that remove daily decisions, micro wins that give your brain fast feedback, and environmental design that makes good choices easier than bad ones. And you have a system that works even on your laziest, most tired, most stressed out day. That's the entire point. A behavior-first plan doesn't need you at your best. A category budget does, and that's exactly why it keeps failing. Now let's make this real with a 14-day trial plan. You don't need to overhaul your entire financial life today. You just need 14 days to prove to yourself that this actually works. Days 1 to 2. Set up 1 default rule. Just 1. Automate a savings transfer for your very next payday, even if it's a small amount like $25 or $50. The amount matters far less than the automation. Days 3 to 5. Do 1 environmental design change. Delete your saved card info from your top 2 shopping apps and unsubscribe from at least 3 retailer email lists. Days 6 to 8. Set your first micro win. Something small and time-boxed, like no takeout for 5 days. Or save an extra $50 by day 8. Track it somewhere visible, a sticky note, a phone widget, whatever you'll actually see. Days 9 to 11. Add a second default rule. This time, automate one bill payment, or turn on that $50 purchase notification we talked about earlier. Days 12 to 14. Review, don't judge. Look at what happened. Did the automatic transfer go through without you noticing? Did you catch yourself pausing before a purchase because of that notification? Write down one thing that worked and one thing you'd adjust. That's it. No shame, no scorecard. Just information for round 2. By day 14, you won't have a perfect system. You'll have proof. Proof that small, automatic, low-effort changes can outperform a color-coded spreadsheet that you abandoned by week 3. Here's your printable cheat sheet, broken into the 3 pillars so you can pin it somewhere you'll actually see it. Default rules. Automate savings on payday. Automate bill payments. Set a purchase notification over $50. Micro wins. Save your first $100 in 7 days. Go 1 full week without takeout. Cancel 1 forgotten subscription. Environmental design. Delete saved cards from shopping apps. Unsubscribe from retailer emails. Move your savings app to your home screen and your banking app into a folder. Print it, screenshot it, stick it on your fridge, whatever gets it in front of your eyes daily. The goal isn't to memorize it. The goal is to let your environment remind you so you don't have to rely on remembering at all. Budgets don't fail because you're weak. They fail because they demand a version of you that shows up perfectly every single day, forever. This plan doesn't ask that. It asks for one decision today, a few small wins this week, and an environment that's quietly working in your favor, even when you're not thinking about money at all. If this helped, hit subscribe, because next week we're breaking down exactly how much that small $15 subscription you forgot about is really costing you over 5 years, and the number might shock you. I'll see you in the next one.